Hey everyone, Scott here. Well, it's been a year, but it's done. Mostly, it's done. It's legal, and I just got some little nitpicky things I'm taking care of. So, finally. So come back and I'll show you around some of the things I've gotten accomplished. Hey, look at that. I've got my landing lights on there. I went through 4 different bracket designs and finally landed on just an Adelco. But it works. So that's in, right now, obviously it's in wigwag or in flight mode. Down here, oh man, I looked right in that. You know, my arrow LEDs are on here, and at night this thing is just gonna be gorgeous. Okay, let's go inside here. So, let me turn some, well no. So I don't know if you guys saw last video where I had put the battery in here. Originally it was back there behind the luggage bag. I thought I'm just gonna put it right here because it makes the most sense. I went through all the trouble to get it in here just right. Wasn't happy with it, took it all back out, only to go, you know, Scott, you're an idiot. So I just put it back. So there it is. I do still need to take care of this. I don't like that. That's all temporary. That's one of the nitpicky things. Up here, look at that. They light up. And yes, that affects airworthiness, whether that lights up or not. And I made these. So handlebar grip, 3D printed this insert, bought the plug off Amazon, and all in for both of them, I'm at about 30 bucks. But if you want me to make you one, it'll be 180, and I'll make nice packaging. Anyway, okay, let's start with the JPI. So you guys know my saga. So a few weeks ago I went out and I did the first start, and it started and ran like crap. Then the next weekend I actually did the carb sync, at least the mechanical sync, and it ran so much better. But one of the problems is my tach never showed up. And according to the tech guys at JPI, once the engine runs for a minute or so, it should register, and then it'll show up and it'll stay up here. Well, it ran for a good 5 minutes and nothing. So I came up with a solution for that, even though I have everything that should be working. There you go. That's my solution, my workaround for the JPI. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep trying to get it in here, but I have other fish to fry right now. So the AV30 is working well. I've adjusted the OAT, I calibrated it. I still need to take it out and do the calibration for the magnetometer. Everything else in here is the same. My landing lights, you know, I said I've got in-flight or land, and off is in the middle. But anyway, so let's turn some stuff off. Save the battery. Okay, carpet. So I've got carpets in here. They're temporary. So I made these I made the pattern, put the plastic core down, cut the carpet to go on top of it, and as soon as I had it in here, I called Heather at Kit Fox and ordered the carpet kit. Because my buddy Chris has Chris Lambert has the Kit Fox kit, and it's slick. It covers all this much better than this will. And it's only 4 months, I think, till it's delivered, roughly. Okay, out here. So I call this my beer hat. I've been asked a couple times why I have this here versus over there where it makes more sense on the firewall. I wanted to go on the firewall, but I didn't have a place I could get to it where it made sense. And according to Rotax, the height of this cap needs to be at the same height as the bottle. So if I put it up here, it's too high. So I just put it here as there's already a place for it to attach. I'm gonna put it there for now and figure it out. Got my oil overflow. I've still need to put a nut in here to actually cinch it down. And I've got a nitrous sticker I'm gonna put on this just because, hey, why not? It's experimental, right? Today I made new plug wires. And some of you may notice that my coils are off center here, and the plug wires on 1 and 3 are shorter than 2 and 4. So I spoke to a guy in Austria, and I'm gonna call him Hans because I can't remember his name. And he said, based on the distance I'm moving it over, I should be okay. But if I experience a problem, you know, this side's running rough or I'm having problems with it, I'll just make new wires for 1 and 3. So I know to expect that. This is the tack sensor that's unplugged from JPI because, well, yeah, anyway. Okay, coils are up here. I made this bracket. I got 2 of the 3 arms. I'm still gonna make an arm to hold it rigid in place. I was looking for various places to put it, and just like that seemed to make the most sense. So come over here. Here's my ignition coils, my ignition modules. You may notice that they're not Rotax. So I said I was out here 3 weeks ago, started it up, and had a couple problems. One is when I killed the ignition, it didn't die. And at the time, I thought it was a bad ground. Well, I came out the next week, tracked it down, it wasn't a ground. Then I thought, well, it's this ACS switch, which, you know, the jury's out on if this is the right way to go or not. I specifically wanted this because I wanted a key on the dash to tell me the ignition's off and it's not going to start versus just the switches. So anyway, I thought it was a bad switch. Well, I tested the switch thoroughly and it looked like, yeah, it looks like the left side of the switch was bad because I was getting ground on it constantly and ground on the left constantly, and right was fine. So I was, well, great, I'm gonna pull it out. And then I thought, well, I'm just gonna disconnect my leads here, and these are the P leads. And I tested it again, no, the switch is fine. It was the ignition module. One of them is bad. And I knew which one it was, and then I took it out and forgot to mark. I think it's A is the bad one. So to replace the ignition is $1,200 per module. And because I wanted the soft start, well, I got to get both of them. So now I'm in this, easy, close to $3,000 by the time it's all said and done. I just wasn't happy about that. So I contacted the lovely folks at, I can't remember the name of it. Gosh, I'll put a link on the video. In Czech Republic, I got 2 ignition modules with the diagnostics cables, shipping, everything. And they got here in a week, $400. And talking to some people over in the UK, they swear by them over there. I talked to a couple guys who said they had gotten new 912s, and before they got them mounted, they immediately swapped those ignitions out because they're so much more robust and they're programmable. So if you look, go back over here, and I know this is temporary. I'm gonna actually make a bracket for it. If you look, I've got these two programming cables. So I can adjust the programming. Will I? Never. I won't, but it's cool that you have that feature. And these 2 power leads, this ignition can be powered by 12-volt positive without coming off the engine. So what that means is if you're in flight and something happens to the ignition, to the generator on the Rotax, you still have ignition. You're not getting power off the engine, but you still got ignition. The downside is you got to be careful with that, because when you go to burp it, you have to really make sure that the master is off, because if the master is on, depending on how you hook it up, the ignition will be hot. So this, you got to get 200 RPM before it does anything. That goes away. You have spark immediately. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I might hook up an emergency power switch to it or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Anyway, so about a month ago, I passed my my annual. Came out and looked at it. He was thrilled with it. He said it looked great. So I have another year. Well, I guess 11 months now. And did my weight and balance. And it came in at 7, gosh, I forgot the number already. It came 50 pounds less than what I thought it was going to be. So I'm really thrilled about that. So, like I said, it's done. It's ready. Almost. Little things. Safety wire here. Vent tube there. Finish this bracket. Do the pneumatic balance on the carb, which I've got the carb mate for. I'll probably do that next weekend. I still need to pull these off and check the tappets, make sure they're good, because it was out of oil. I did the purge, so I got to double check that. And make sure my tack works. Oh yeah, yes. And I'll put a picture up on the video. Here's my my capacitor. In my get there-itis, or my rush to hurry and get and start, I wired this backwards. So as I'm sitting out there, the engine's not dying. I'm waiting for the fuel waiting for fuel starvation to hit. I'm building a little bomb underneath here, and it got my attention. I'm already quite aware of capacitors and what they can do quickly. Yeah, so this one, I got to make sure it's right. But anyway, so be careful when you hook up your capacitors. Take your time, do it right. Okay, that's it for now. Till next time, maybe next weekend, I'll get a video when I get started again. You guys take care, be safe, and yay, the hot temperatures are past, I think. Gosh, did I say that out loud? Anyway, take care, fly safe.